It was the year 1963. One morning in Tel Aviv, Israel, Mossad's new chief Meir Amit sat down for breakfast with his close friend, the commander of the Israeli Air Force, Ezer Weizman. They were old companions, often sharing their mornings like this. During the casual conversation, Amit jokingly asked, "So tell me, what can Mossad do for your Air Force? Everyone comes to me asking for something, but you never have." Weizman smiled and replied, "I don't ask because I know what I really want. You can never give me." Amit leaned forward curiously. "Try me, maybe I can." Without hesitation, Weizman said, "I want a Soviet MiG-21 fighter jet." Amit was stunned. His coffee cup nearly slipped from his hand. "Are you out of your mind? No one in the Western world has ever laid hands on a MiG-21. The Soviets would never allow it." But Weizman remained firm. At that time, the MiG-21 was the most advanced and mysterious fighter jet in the world. It was unmatched in speed, accuracy, and maneuverability. But there was one problem. The Soviets sold these jets only to their allies. And those allies were Israel's greatest enemies, Egypt, Syria, and Iraq. Weizman knew, if another war broke out with the Arabs, the MiG-21 would be Israel's biggest threat. Somehow Israel had to get one, but stealing it was nearly impossible. Even the CIA had tried and failed. Mossad had also tried twice, both times ending in disaster with agents exposed and killed. The Soviets unveiled their pride, the MiG-21. It could fly at 2,230 km, was lightweight, highly maneuverable, and carried serious firepower. And above all, it was cheaper than most Western jets. By the 1960s, Egypt, Syria, and Iraq had all begun receiving MiG-21s. For Israel, it was like a monster appearing in the skies above the Middle East. To make sure none were ever stolen, the Soviets imposed strict rules. The planes would be flown by Arab pilots, but maintained only by Soviet officers. Fuel tanks were never to be filled to the top, and the jets were kept under tight watch. In other words, stealing one was nearly impossible. But Mossad specialized in the impossible. In 1962, Mossad made its first attempt in Egypt. Agent Gene Thomas approached an Egyptian pilot with an outrageous offer. "Take a MiG-21 and fly it to Israel. You will receive $1 million. The pilot pretended to agree, but instead betrayed him. The Egyptians uncovered the plan. Jean Thomas, his father, and several other agents were captured and hanged publicly in Cairo. The first attempt was a total disaster. The second attempt was in Iraq. 2 pilots were approached, but at the last moment, both backed out. Mossad feared they might talk. The decision was made. Both pilots were quietly eliminated. 2 failures, heavy losses, yet Israel refused to give up. In March 1963, Meir Amit officially became Mossad's new chief. His friendship with Weizman and his determination to protect Israel made him double down on the MiG mission. He handed the case to one of his officers, Rehavia Vardi. Soon they found a lead. Yosef Sheshe, an Iraqi Jew, had a brother-in-law who happened to be an Iraqi Air Force pilot. His name was Munir Redfa, and he flew the MiG-21. Munir was a Christian in a Muslim-dominated military. No matter how skilled he was, he would never be promoted to squadron leader. Instead, he was ordered to bomb Kurdish villages, something that tore at his conscience. Frustrated and disillusioned, Munir quietly began to dream of leaving Iraq. Mossad realized this was the man they had been waiting for. Through Yosef Sheshe, Mossad slowly gained Munir's trust. Eventually, they brought him to Greece, where he was introduced to Israeli Air Force pilot Colonel Zvi Liron. The mission was given a codename, Diamond. Liron told him straight, "If you bring the MiG-21 to Israel, you and your family will be safe, and you will receive $1 million. Munir hesitated. For a night, he wrestled with his conscience, his loyalty to his country against the injustice he faced. Finally, he agreed. On one condition: promise me the safety of my family. The real mission began. One by one, Munir's entire family was secretly smuggled out of Iraq. Some under the excuse of medical treatment, others under the cover of travel. Once everyone was safe in Israel, Mossad sent the signal. On Israeli radio, a song played in Arabic. Marhaba, marhaba, meaning, it's time. Fly now. On the morning of August 14, 1966, Munir climbed into a MiG-21 and took off. But within minutes, smoke filled the cockpit. Fearing for his life, he aborted and returned to Baghdad. Mossad was devastated, but Munir reassured them. "I'll try again, 2 days from now." On August 16, 1966, just after dawn, Munir Redfa took off again. He circled over Baghdad to avoid suspicion. Then suddenly, he veered west, straight toward Israel. Panic erupted at the Iraqi airbase. Controllers shouted over the radio, "Turn back or we will shoot you down." Munir switched off his radio. This time, nothing could stop him. He crossed into Jordanian airspace, the most dangerous step. But the Jordanians assumed it was an Iraqi plane that had strayed off course. They let him pass. Minutes later, the unthinkable happened. For the first time in history, a Soviet MiG-21 fighter jet touched down safely on Israeli soil. From that day forward, Israel had the edge. Mossad had done the impossible. This was Operation Diamond, the story of how one man's courage and one agency's determination changed the balance of power in the Middle East forever.